Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see about the database management system. Before knowing about the database management system, first we should know what is a database. A database is a collection of tables, and a table is a collection of rows and columns, and the rows are the records and the fields are the columns. Okay, so here to say in practical situation, suppose a class of students having their identity, the register number, their marks, and the information, personal information, academic information, they all consist of a table. Okay, so every student information is a record. Record is a information about each student, all the data about each student. And then what is the field is the domain are all the values possible for a particular attribute or a column. For example, you say name of the student, all the names in the class, age of the student, all the age of the students in the class. Likewise, the column values are the fields, the attributes. Okay, so this will constitute, both these rows and this column will constitute a table. So this table is a collection of rows and columns. And for example, for a class, for a college, or for a school, or for any institution, there is not a single branch or a single group of information will be there. There will be a mixed group of information. Like for example, a college having many departments, and the departments may having arts and science. For example, in the schools they have higher secondary schools, higher secondary classes, and elementary classes. Likewise, there are different groups of people will be there in any institution or organization. So we can maintain the data of those information in a separate table. Then it will be easier to organize and access. So that is the concept of table, and many table forms a database. So database is the top in the hierarchy. So database consists of many tables. Table consists of many rows and columns, that is the records and the fields. So record is about a person, all information about a person, and the field is all information about a particular column or a particular attribute. Okay, so now let us see now what is a database management system. Database management system is a system which will be able to manage the data that has been stored in a database. So we can also define database as an organized collection of data generally stored and accessed electronically from a computer system, because this database concept came into existence only when the computer have been introduced. Earlier we all know how the information will be piled up in the file in an office, in a rack. We can see many racks of files will be stored in an office, and whenever we ask for information, they will make us wait for a long time to get the information being accessed. So when the data became more and more, it was very difficult to manage those data physically. That means manage those data in an office with then paper records itself. So the system moved into an electronic system where we have all the one file of data can be stored in a single table. So likewise, many tables are put together to form a database. Okay, so now what is DBMS, database management system? It is a system which has the capacity to manage the storage, retrieval, and access of data in an efficient and effective manner actually. So what is efficient and effective is, you have data in a system, you put the data in a system, you want to take it fast. So how it is possible? There should be a manager. In any organization, for the work to go smooth, there should be a head person to handle the workflow. So likewise, this database in management system is like a manager which restricts or which controls the access of data and the retrieval of data from the database. Okay, it also take care of the security and the integrity of the data. What is security is, the data should be safe from the unauthorized people. Everyone cannot access any data, so the data should be safe. So for that, the DBMS has some facility. And also integrity. What is integrity is, it is the overall completeness, accuracy, and consistency of data. What is completeness is, I am collecting a data for a particular organization or a particular section of the people. The data should be complete. That means no column should be left out empty, or no value should be left empty. That means this value has to be filled properly. That is called completeness. Even if there is no data available for time being, we can use the null space occupier. It will just put the space and keep for the particular value. Then when the value comes in, it gets updated. Then accuracy. We need correct data. Collecting the data alone is not a big job. After collecting, the data should be accurately stored in a database. And consistency means whenever you want the data should be updated properly, and it should be accessed in an effective manner. And to example, to say, suppose I have a phone number of a student in my database in a school or a college database. The student changed the phone number. When I try to access her phone number, she is not reachable. That means the consistency of data is not available there. If you don't update the information properly, we cannot get the things done in a right manner. So that is what, for all these things, this DBMS helps to manage those data. So let us see what are all the functions of database management system. It's a software that allows to create, define and manipulate database, allowing the users to store, process and analyze the data easily. I can store database I can store volume of data in a database. I can access those data in a fraction of second or a fraction of minute, and also analyze the data. I can make many analysis. For example, in a class, I can see who is the topper in the class, who is the elder person in the class, who is taller in the class, and who is staying in any nearby residence of the school. So likewise, I can analyze many data as I wish from the data that are being stored. For that also, the database management system gives the facility. And then DBMS provides an interface or a tool to perform various operations to create a database, storing of data and for updating of data. So updating of data is any changes that may be insertion or deletion. Okay, insertion or deletions are some operations, and updating is maintaining the correctness of the data. Like I told you the previous example, a student changes the phone number, a student leaves the classroom, a new student add to the classroom, I have to change the data, update the data. And then DBMS also provides protection and security to the database. Here the unauthorized access will be denied. There will be some authorized people to access the data. There are many levels of authorization, who can access what they can access, to what level they can access. Everything can be given by the DBMS. For example, a mark of a student can be accessed by the mark of the same person only before it is being given to the student. Okay, so that means, for example, the controller office will have the marks of the student before the marks are revealed to the students. But the students can access other information like their exam date, and also their allocation, their venue number, everything they can arrange, they can access using their some access facility. But they cannot access some private information like what is the mark being allotted for time now and what will be the future. So that cannot be predicted, that cannot be given by the DBMS. So it has not that cannot be given. It gives authorization to certain people to access certain data. Not all can access all data. Okay, it also maintains the data consistency in case of multiple users. This means when there are multiple users, means, for example, a same example I can tell you, the class table is given. Okay, so now this class is accessed by my subject teacher as well as my class teacher. Okay, so both are having the same database. Now the class teacher got the information about the student phone number or anything that he has been placed or he has been shifted to some other house. Now the class teacher got the data because she is very close to the student, because they have their easy access to the students than the other teachers. Now the subject teacher has the same table, but she is not being updated. That means she will have the old data and this class teacher will have the new data. Now this is called data inconsistency. When multiple users uses the data, when the class teacher changes the data, it should be reflected to the subject teacher table also. So that is the concept of data consistency. When multiple user uses the same table, the data should be properly, the changes should be properly propagated, reflected. Okay, that is called as a data consistency. And some examples are given. Foxrow and DBS are the very old database system. Now we have many SQL server and PLSQL servers, and there are many SQL databases are there. And let us see about the components of the database management system. Before that, we see the advantages of database management system. So as I told you, segregation of application program. What is segregation of application program is every application or every program you write have the access as if it is their own database. That is called as a segregation of application program. Minimal data duplication or data redundancy. If data is repeated for many times, it will occupy the storage and waste the storage space as well as increases the access speed, increases the access time. Okay, access speed and time are inversely proportional. When it is speed means there is the time is the access is faster means that is it is fast means the time is slow, that is the time is short. We are accessing big data in a short time. Okay, so now this will help you to this minimal data duplication or data redundancy. Redundancy means repeated storage. We cannot avoid redundancy because sometimes it is necessary to store the data in multiple database, multiple table. Okay, so this will help you to reduce the access time. That's what easy retrieval of data using the query language. There is a language called SQL, query language SQL, which helps to access the database in an effective manner and reduce development time and maintenance. Because of this organized way of data access, it naturally helps the development time and the maintenance of the database system. Then the components are here. So the hardware, this is the core of the particular device, and then outer is the DBMS, the software which helps to access the hardware and to get the information. That is, hardware contains the memory as well as some other components of processing. And then database access languages. Many languages are available to access the data, and the languages provides many procedures and methods. Procedures are the set of instructions to get the data, and then user naturally they have to access the data, and the data is the main component. So this is the components of DBMS. Hardware for storage, software is the DBMS, data is what we all have the information, and then procedure and methods, that is how to make the backup, how to make the report generation. So backup is periodically storing the data for the safer side. In case any data get corrupted, we can take from the backup. Report generation, as we need, the report has to be generated as the user requires. And then database access language is the SQL. It is a language which helps to insert, access and update the data. Okay, so these are all the components of the DBMS. Like using this DBMS, we are able to store and retrieve a large volume of data in an efficient and effective manner. Hope you have understood the concept of database management system, and thanks for watching.